to another edition of Battle Cry with me, Shiv Arur. This is the only show on television that gets you up close with India's warriors, India's weapons, and how India defends itself. Now, the Indian military, justifiably, is commonly criticized for being pretty much a man's club. Well, we can tell you that one by one barriers are being broken and Nari Shakti, women power, is truly asserting itself. It's not a publicity stunt. It's becoming very slowly a level playing field. And this week alone, there have been at least 2 instances of the glass ceiling being shattered by women in uniform. That's our special focus here on Battle Cry. Girl power boost for Indian military. With barriers steadily breaking down, women warriors reaching for the skies. 2 huge Nari Shakti milestones this week. First woman Rafale pilot named, and first lady Navy aviators on a warship. No stopping the Indian woman in uniform. This week on Battle Cry. She grew up in a humble, small little part of Banaras. She worked hard, she nursed her aviation dreams, and now those dreams are finally real. She went through her training, she went through all the processes that any one of her male counterparts would go through, and she's achieved what no woman before has achieved so far. Flight Lieutenant Shivangi Singh, as India Today first revealed this week, becomes India's first woman fighter pilot to fly the Indian Air Force's latest and most advanced combat fighter, the Rafale. Meet Flight Lieutenant Shivangi Singh, in her 20s and hailing from Varanasi. In just days from now, she will become the Indian Air Force's first woman Rafale pilot. That's right, the first woman pilot on the Air Force's newest and most advanced combat jets. Commissioned into the Indian Air Force in 2017 as part of the second batch of women fighter pilots, Varanasi native Flight Lieutenant Shivangi is currently undergoing conversion training and will shortly become a formal part of the 17th Squadron or Golden Arrows in Ambala. Since her commissioning in 2017, Flight Lieutenant Shivangi has been flying MiG-21 Bisons. She arrives in Ambala from a border base in Rajasthan, where she has flown alongside one of India's best-known fighter pilots, Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, who was credited with shooting down a Pakistan Air Force fighter on February 27th last year near the line of control before being shot down himself and taken captive in the air skirmish following the Balakot airstrikes. Flight Lieutenant Shivangi has had aviation dreams from a young age. After school in Varanasi, she joined the prestigious Banaras Hindu University, where she was part of the 7th UP Air Squadron in the NCC, or the National Cadet Corps. She then proceeded to the Air Force Academy in South India for training in 2016. Flight Lieutenant Shivangi's conversion training is unique. She will be converting from the Indian Air Force's oldest jet, the MiG-21, to its newest fighter, the Rafale. Needless to say, Shivangi's family is very proud of her continuing achievements, including the latest.
तो उसको यही फील्ड पसंद था तो उसने लिया, जो कि सब ने मना भी किया कि ये रिस्की है, इसके नाना नानी सब लोग मना किए। और एक ऑफिसर है वो भी एयरफोर्स के, वो भी फील्ड के हैं, उन्होंने भी मना किया कि आप रिस्की है ये, शिवांगी नहीं कर सकते। तो बोली कि नहीं, अगर मैं करूँगी तो फाइटर प्लेन का करूँगी, नहीं तो मैं छोड़ दूँगी एयरफोर्स।
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा, गर्व महसूस हो रही है, बाकी तो वो है, अब उसकी मेहनत है।
Flight Lieutenant Shivangi's arrival into the Golden Arrow Squadron comes at a particularly significant time, given the Rafales are in a high-tempo work-up mode to get them fully operationally ready. When she straps into Rafales in the days ahead, the skies over Ladakh will be open to her as well. She will do everything male pilots do. There will be no difference. Since the Indian Air Force opened fighter flying to women pilots in 2016, 10 women pilots have been commissioned, flying jets that include the MiG-21, MiG-29 and the Su-30 MKI. Shivangi will be the first on the Air Force's newest machine, the Rafale. Shiv Arur in Delhi for India Today. And while Flight Lieutenant Shivangi gets set to strap into a Rafale cockpit and become part of the 17th Squadron, two young lady officers in the Indian Navy are also busy making history this week. They've become the very first naval aviators, women, who will be part of crew on board flight operations on a frontline warship, history of its own in the Indian Navy. Hunters lifting off from a ship deck. Their job to prowl the open ocean, looking for threats both on the sea and beneath it. So far, this naval aviation club, with the privilege of serving as crew on board a warship, has been exclusive to men. But all that has now changed. Meet the Indian Navy's Sub-Lieutenants Reeti Singh and Kumudini Tyagi. They're now the first women airborne combatants who will operate helicopters on board warships. In a first in the history of the Indian Navy, these two young women officers have been selected to join as observers or airborne tacticians in the helicopter stream. So far restricted to aviation operations from shore, Sub-Lieutenants Reeti and Kumudini will be the first to be deployed as part of a warship's crew. So what exactly is it that these two young lady aviators will do while deployed at sea? They'll fly in helicopters, playing mission controllers, effectively directing the pilots. In their role, they will control sensors like sonars and radars to detect surface and submarine threats, formulate tactics of attack, and finally command the deployment of weapons to destroy them. The Indian Navy currently operates aging Sea King helicopters for the submarine hunting role. But by the time Reeti and Kumudini board a warship, the Indian Navy will be receiving brand new MH-60 Romeo submarine hunter helicopters. Indian Navy warships have had women on board before in the medical and logistical roles, but they've been short-lived efforts that didn't last very long. With Reeti and Kumudini, the Navy has smashed a difficult and challenging barrier. Battle Cry wishes the two young ladies happy hunting, happy landings, and as the Indian Navy motto goes, Shano Varuna. Bureau Report, India Today. And we were really privileged here on India Today to have both of these young naval lady officers take time out of their very busy training schedule to join us for this chat on creating history very soon on board a frontline warship deck. Congratulations, first of all. History in the making for all of us outside the Navy. I'm sure it's just business as usual for the both of you inside the Navy. Your thoughts first. Reeti, to you first. Your thoughts on becoming the first women air combatants who will be serving as crew on board warships. It's never happened before.
Thank you so much for congratulating us. We are really proud to be sitting here today. And yes, we are really glad that we are making history and that the Indian Navy has given us this opportunity. And we hope to see many such people in our place in the future. And yes, I think we couldn't have been happier or we couldn't have done anything better with our lives than what we are doing at the moment.
Kumudini, very exciting time for you. How are you dealing with this news? I'm sure you're not used to this big spotlight on the both of you. And, very soon you're going to be on your ship as well. So right now, my advice would be to enjoy the attention, but tell us what's going through your mind.
First of all, thank you for congratulating us for this achievement. Now, yes, I am definitely very excited for the same. We are the first one who are going for the helicopter streams and will be sooner or later will be serving on board ships. It is a task is challenging and we are looking forward to it.
You know, Riti, for all of us outside the Navy, many don't know that, you know, the warships, and I've been on many warships myself, they've never had women deployed, you know, for a long period of time as part of crew. What are the kinds of changes and challenges that you are anticipating when you get deployed on board these warships now?
We haven't really had the kind of exposure at the moment. We may have it in the future. Changes are coming. Challenges we'll face bang on, but at the moment we're not very sure what the kind of situation or what the challenges will be exactly on board Indian naval ship.
Can you tell us a little bit, Kumudini, about what kind of work you're going to do? You are airborne, you know, tacticians. You've been selected as observers. You know, you guys are basically the weapons people. You know, there will be pilots flying the helicopters and you will be doing all the war fighting from within those helicopters. Am I right?
Yes. So definitely yes. What we are going to do is that we are airborne tacticians. So we'll be controlling the radar, sonar, sonic system. We'll be firing weapons, torpedoes, depth charges. So yes, we'll be doing all the combat ready operations in the helicopter.
Riti, how soon before the both of you get on board your warship? You know, you've got your wings now. Everything is ready. The Navy needs you on board those ships as quickly as possible. Do you know when you're going to be getting on board and creating that history by actually boarding the ships?
We are not really the best people to comment about that. We're naval officers, so whatever the Navy tells us to do, we'll do. But we don't have an exact timeline with us. Maybe in a year's time, you should see us on board any Indian naval ship. Maybe a year's time.
It's taken a very long time for some of these things to happen, Kumudini. You know, like the Indian military, changes come very slowly because these are very large organizations and you yourselves have seen it personally from the inside. But how does it feel to be at the cutting edge? It's one thing to be, you know, to enjoy the fruits of privilege. You know, maybe 20 years from now, it will be totally normal for women to be on warships. There will be all these women's facilities as well on warships. But right now, is there a sense of excitement or is there also a sense of anxiety and nervousness? I imagine it must be more excitement.
Yes, changes are slow, that I agree, but changes are there. That is more important for all of us. So because of which Navy has given us opportunity to serve on board helicopters, which are actually the airborne, shipborne helicopters. So yes, changes are there, though slow, but it is there, it is prevalent. Yes, the task is challenging, the task is exciting at the same time. We are looking forward to it because we have been trained in such a manner in our school. Our instructors have groomed us to take any challenges. In whether you talk about the Indian Naval Academy where we train for 6 months, though it is a mental and physical training we have gone through. Whatever the male counterparts are doing, we are also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So yes, we have overcome those challenges. And then we are in the observer course where yes, we have we have 60 hours of flying, which we have cleared. So yes, that if we are able to do that, yes, in the future, whatever comes through our way, we'll be able to do. Task is challenging, exciting, and we are looking actually up to that we meet and take responsibility whatever comes into our ways.
I have absolutely no doubt about that because, you know, Riti, again, you know, speaking from the outside, because of some movies, because of some depictions in media, you know, some people in the public have a sense that it's not easy for women in the military. It's not easy for women, I'm sure, but in general, some people think that there is discrimination, there is, it is not a level playing field for women. How would you address those concerns? What has your experience been like with your male counterparts?
I think our uniform describes it the best. When we join the Navy, we're all in the same uniform, we're all donning the same stripes, we're all treated equally, we're all expected to perform the same, we're all taught in the same way. Expectations are equal from everybody. That's why we're here sitting here today. And there is absolutely no discrimination or anything of that sort. That does not happen at all. Everybody is on their own. We have to perform, and there is no gender biasness, or there's nothing like that at all. We do the same thing, be it physically, be it academically, be it operational wise. Yes, maybe there are certain things we didn't do earlier, but slowly we're going to start doing. Slowly things are going to change, and no discrimination, and those are things that we don't face ever.
So Kumudini, no discrimination for sure, but no special treatment also, because sometimes people will say, acha, two ladies are coming on board the ship, so there should be some special treatment for them. No special treatment also?
No, there is no special treatment for us. If you talk about Indian Naval Academy, no treatment has given to us. We have been treated and trained in the same manner which our male counterparts have been through. In our observer school, same thing has happened. And in ships or in the aircraft, same thing happens, same kind of training, same kind of curriculum we are going through. So there is no such discrimination in any sort of matters.
Riti, last couple of questions to you both, because I know you've got to get back to your training. You don't have the luxury of sitting in front of the cameras like some of us do. But Riti, with the both of you, now being selected as the first airborne women combatants who will be on board warships, it's not a drill, it's not training. You guys are going to be there as soldiers in real world scenarios. Does this, in your view, open up the world in many ways for women in the armed forces? Many things have happened recently. You've seen women entering the fighter stream in the Air Force. Now we've got the both of you, being deployed as the first airborne women combatants on warships. Is it now, are the gates going to open in a big way for women in the military?
Yes, I think I'd answer that with a yes. The gates are already open. The gates are, if there is anything that wasn't happening, that slowly, definitely happening. And like Kumudni said earlier, we're undergoing the same training. We're expected to do the same. We're doing the same thing. So definitely there's a lot more to come, and you'll see a lot more of us on camera. Because the gates are definitely opening.
Kumudni, do you think that there are some combat arms, certain departments in the military, all three services, which are still closed to women? Do you think it's only a matter of time before sab kuch khul jata hai, everyone is allowed to be anywhere they want? Women?
Yes, you're right. It's a matter of time and space, actually. So yes, Navy, especially Navy, is giving opportunity in every field to the women officers also. So we're looking forward to it. It's nothing like that. It is just about time and space, and we are waiting for something great to happen.
Riti, Riti and Kumudni, actually, I can tell you that there will be thousands, lakhs, perhaps millions of young women out there, who in the pandemic, looking at the both of you, thinking, they've spent all their time during the pandemic working really hard to achieve what they have today. And many women, I'm sure, will be inspired by your stories to consider the military as a real career option as well, because it's not just a career, it's also national duty. What would be your message, Riti, to young women out there? And I'm sure young men as well, because men will be inspired by you as well. What would be your message to young Indians out there looking to join the military?
I think my message to everybody would be that the Indian Armed Forces is definitely one of the best choices that they can make in their life. If they are at a juncture with they trying to make a decision about their future, this is definitely the way of life. It's not any regular job. It's really exciting. What we do every day, nobody else does that. Nobody else can do that. So if you want to live a different life, if you want to live a life completely out of the league, you definitely have to join the Indian Armed Forces.
Kumudni, today the both of you are young Indian icons. Tomorrow you both will be very busy on warships and nobody will be able to access you. So quickly give us your message for young India.
See, I belong to a civilian background. For me, Navy is all about waters. But now when I joined Navy, I'm seeing a transformation from a college girl to a naval officer. So that transformation, the kind of discipline, the kind of challenges in today's time I'm able to take. No engineering girl could ever think that she'll fire a missile or torpedo or depth charge. We'll be doing in that future. So I really want the young girls to join the Indian Armed Forces and do great things in life.
They'll fly, they'll hover, they'll hunt. They'll be the first women air combatants on board a warship. It doesn't get bigger than this. and there is much more ahead. You'll be hearing from both Riti and Kumudini. Wish you the very best. Happy hunting, happy landings. Shano Varuna, we salute you and wish you the very best. Thank you for being with me here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This week, one of the most memorable images coming out of Ladakh was a few Rafales actually operating from there. So the public was basically told that the Rafales are now fully operating in Ladakh. Well, these were the first time that the pictures appeared, but the Rafales, I can tell you here on Battle Cry, have been operating in Ladakhi airspace for many weeks since their arrival in India. And it comes at a time when the tempo of air operations in Ladakh has increased considerably. Gaurav Sawant gets you this report from Leh.
Show of strength by the Indian Air Force over Ladakh skies. The aim is total air dominance. In the clear blue skies in high altitude Ladakh, the most potent weapons platform in the IAF inventory, the Rafale Omni-Roll fighter jets joined the Su-30 air dominance fighters and the MiG-29s to rule the skies unchallenged.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.